Okay guys, this is Ken from Tech Open, back again with another video, this time to unbox a product that I was really hoping to get. I never thought I would get it, to be honest, which is the Z Fold 2. It's something I really needed to get on the channel. I felt the need to have this on the channel because if there's one thing that I admire, it's companies that take risks and do things differently, things that are new. And the Z Fold 2 and the original Z Fold were definitely really good examples of what companies can achieve if they put their mind to it. They still have improvement to do. You know, they're not perfect devices. The Z Fold 2, however, is a huge improvement over the Z Fold 1. So I definitely think this is a huge upgrade compared to the original Z Fold. This is a very pricey phone, as you already know, of course. Not that I agree with spending that much money on a device, on a phone, on a smartphone. I think that's too much, guys. It's ridiculous. But you know, if you are a tech lover like I am and you love this kind of stuff, this is definitely an example of what tech can be and what it promises to be in the future. And it's definitely a step up from any other device that I've used in the past. So let's check it out, guys, and see if it's worth it. So here on the front part of the box, you can see they have this cutout with the Z. Mine is the black version, in case you haven't already noticed. Right here on the bottom part, you can see there's nothing here. You have Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2 5G. Nothing here on this side, nothing on the bottom. I'm not going to show you that side because you have the information of the phone. So you can see it's completely sealed. So here you can see on the front of the box, they have this little butterfly pattern. And let's open this, guys. Let's check it out. Here it is. Change the shape of the future. Absolutely, I totally agree. You have a little tab here to pull. So we get this little box right here. So we have the SIM ejection tool, and I believe just some manuals, so no case in this. And these on the original Z Fold 1, they included a little case, and this one they do not include any case whatsoever. So you can see you have these manuals here. Not much to see there. We have the device. So here it is, guys. So this is completely black. Really awesome. It has a little bit of weight to it, guys. I'm not gonna lie. This is a chunky guy. Let's put this to the side for now. So here in the box, we also have this little card, Galaxy Z Premium Service. So I believe this is to exchange. They give you 1 year kind of warranty on the panel. So if you happen to ruin the panel accidentally, if you have any issues with the panel, they will replace the panel for, I believe it's 150 euros, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that's pretty cool to have that reassurance that you won't have to spend a small fortune if you ruin the screen. So we have a super fast charging brick here. I believe it's the 25-watt charger. So yes, this is the 25-watt charger, super fast charger. Yes, they include a charger in the box. Just a joke, guys. Don't get mad at me. We have the charging cable, USB-C to USB-C. We have included headphones, wired headphones, AKG headphones. You have some extra buds here included, replacement buds. So that's basically it. Inside the box, that's what you get. So you can see here on the front part of the screen, it has this little protector that says, do not press the screen or the front camera lens with a hard or sharp object, such as a pen or fingernail. Doing so could result in product damage such as scratches or dents. When folding the device, make sure there are no objects such as cards, coins, or keys placed in between the screens, as doing so might cause damage. This device is not dust or waterproof. Exposure to liquid or small particles such as water, coffee, or sand may cause product damage such as scratches or dents on the screen. It is recommended that you do not remove the screen protector film and do not install other films or stickers, as doing so may cause product damage. Your device contains magnets. Keep a safe distance between your device and objects that may be affected by magnets, such as credit cards and implantable medical devices. If you have an implantable medical device, consult your physician before use. So a little bit of attention to some issues here. Samsung has included a safety mechanism so that dust doesn't get inside the folding mechanism. That we had that problem with the original Fold. There were issues of dust getting inside the folding mechanism, and then it would eventually kind of damage the folding part of the screen. So you'd see little lumps here and dents of dust. And fortunately they kind of fixed that, and from the comments I've heard, it works really, really well. There's no waterproofing on this, like I mentioned it here in the description on the front part of the film protector. So you have to be careful, don't let this get wet. So guys, let's remove the film. Wow. Wow, this is cool. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Let me just remove this little sticker. All black, really, really nice. You can see the cameras there. Triple camera setup. We have the front selfie cam on the front screen. And then on the internal part of the screen, we have another selfie camera right there. And you can see the fold already. So the crease is visible. It doesn't bother me, honestly. I thought it would bother me much more. You can see it, of course, but it's not like any issue to me. You can see it comes pre-applied with a screen protector. Now you can see right away, this is a fingerprint super magnet. It's already, I just touched it and you can see right here, the fingerprints already. But I will be applying a skin on this, and then I'm gonna have a case on this, a transparent case. So that won't be an issue for me at all. You can also see here on the left side of the device, which is the part which has the outer panel, you have the SIM tray. On the bottom part of the device, you have one of the two stereo speakers. You can see the antennas there, also right here. You can see the antenna here on this side. You have two down here. You have one of the two stereo speakers, USB-C port right there. Some more antennas. You have a microphone. On the right side, you have the fingerprint sensor and power switch, I believe. And you have the volume rocker. On the top part, you have one of the two stereo speakers and also another microphone right there. So that's about it. And you can see if you fold this, this is actually awkward for me to do this because it feels like I'm breaking the phone, and the hinge is really sturdy. So once I let this go, there's kind of a little magnetic pull. You can feel it pull a little bit. Pretty awesome. And it also has these little resistivity right here, these little pins, so that you don't slam the screen against each other, the two screens. So that's a little protection that you have included. So as you can see, contrary to what people were saying, this feels really comfortable in the hand. It does not bother me whatsoever. This ratio right here is perfect. I can easily get my thumb around the entire screen. As you can see, I have no issue with that whatsoever. It feels a little bit heavy, but it gives it a well-built kind of feel, a substantial, well-built kind of feel. The Fold, it has a nice firm fold to it. It doesn't feel flimsy, it feels secure, it feels well-built, and it feels perfect in the hand. You can see the hinge here, already full of fingerprints. You have the Samsung logo. And yeah, now I'm going to power this on and set it up and see how this little guy behaves. So you can see right away the screen difference compared to the original Fold. It's like completely different. Unbelievable. Okay, so I'm going to set this up. Agree. Next. Now I'm going to set up my Wi-Fi connection, guys. You can see that the keyboard is a little bit on the small side, but I think I can size it up a little bit, so I won't have any issues with that. But even so, I don't mind. This thing is really incredible, guys. You know, first hand look of this is unbelievable. So here you can see the difference between the Fold 2 and my normal phone that I've been using, which is the Poco F2 Pro. It's a phone that I've been testing. Really awesome device as well, by the way. And you can see the size difference between one and the other. So yes, the Fold is fairly thicker. It's twice as thick as the Poco phone, but I like this one more in the hand. So you can see with the Poco phone, I have to kind of stretch out my finger more to reach this side of the screen. It's much more cumbersome. And on this one, I can easily get my finger around. And then you have the added feature of the foldable screen. So you can see how cool this looks. See that? And if I do a little lock screen, I have this one on my lock screen, which looks pretty awesome. And this big screen looks incredible. And if I close it, I have another lock screen right here with the AMOLED, which really brings out this contrast between the black colors and that red, the color of the fish. This just looks amazing. In person, I mean, the camera does not make justice to what I'm seeing here in person. Now, as someone coming from the Note series, I know multitasking very well. For me, the Note series has been the best multitasking device on the market, hands down. It's really non-discussable, to be honest, guys, but this one takes it to another level. Now, the only difference is you don't have the S Pen on this. That's the only difference. But this thing, in terms of multitasking, it's just unbelievable. I'm gonna show you what I mean. Check out this little screensaver that I have here on the AMOLED panel. Look how cool this looks. This 3D effect, 4D actually. So look how cool that looks. So let's say I open an app here. Let's go to Spotify, for example. I have Spotify opened here on my main screen, and I want to open it up and see in a larger format. You have continuity, which opens up so many options, so many possibilities. And I still have the side panel, so I can add YouTube here, for example, and I can do multitasking with two large screens. It's like having two phones in your hand. So I have YouTube here on the left side, and I have Spotify on the right side. I can do multitasking to a degree that is really not been done till now, because you do have this, at least on a smartphone, of course. And I can add another app there, so I can be doing YouTube, I can have Spotify playing, and I can do my messaging here on this right side. I can switch things around if I want to. So I can add these three as a little shortcut. You can see I added here on the side panel. So let's say I do these three things on a constant basis, and I don't want to have to open them all every single time I open them. I won't have to do them one by one. I have this little option right here. So let's say I close this. Let's close this all so you can get an idea. Let me close this all. And I go to my side panel here, and I press this. It'll open the three apps all at once. And I won't have to go through all that process of opening them all one by one. So you can have, for example, notes, messages, a calculator on the side, and you can do all of that all at once. You can also change them around. You can turn these little windows into floating windows if you like, and you can scale them. You can move them around to any place you want. Yes, you do feel a little bump there in the middle when you're sliding across the screen. You can feel it here, but it doesn't bother me. I think it's something you'll get used to. I'm willing to sacrifice this little bump feel that you feel with your finger in favor of this huge real estate that you get on the screen. All this versatility, I think it's worth it, to be honest, guys. Okay, now speaking of the front screen, we have 6.23 inches compared to the 4.6 on the original Fold. So like I said, a massive improvement. You have a 2260 by 816 resolution. It's a 25:9 ratio. On the original one, we had a 21:9. It was a much smaller screen, so it's just much better. The inner display is now a 7.6 inch dynamic AMOLED display, and on the previous version, we had a 7.3 inch display. And also, to speak about that, we had that huge notch that was really terrible on the top right corner of the screen. And this one, we just have a small little hole punch. As you can see, the hole punch that Samsung has got us used to. Definitely an improvement right there. You have a 120 Hertz refresh rate in the inner screen compared to the 60 Hertz on the previous version. That's another huge improvement. 2208 by 1768 pixels in resolution compared to the 2152 by 1536 on the previous version. On the original Galaxy Fold, we had the Snapdragon 855. On this one, we have the 865 Plus. 12 gigs of RAM on both versions, so not much of a change there. We had 512 gigs of storage on the original Fold. On this one we have 256 or 512, although I did not manage to find the 512 gig version, so I got the 256 gig version. On the rear camera setup, we have a 12 megapixel primary camera at f1.8. The camera is optically image stabilized. We also have a 12 megapixel telephoto lens at f2.4 and only with 2x optical zooms. We don't have that crazy zoom that we have on the Note 20 Ultra or on the S20 Ultra. Now let's check out the cameras, guys. So if we open this, so I face unlocked, it's really quick. And if you go into the camera, you can see you have all this real estate to actually frame your photo. So I'm gonna pull this back a little bit so we can see this a little bit better. You have the normal angle. So you have a 2x zoom. You have the normal zoom. You have the normal angle. And then you have a wide angle. Works really nice. And you can also use the Selfie Cam right here. So let's change this to selfie mode. And you can see that the Selfie Cam works very well. And I actually open this image, and pretty well defined image. More than okay for me. I like it. You can see I'm actually recording with a Poco phone, if you're curious to know what I'm recording with. You can also use this option. If you click this little right icon, you can actually switch this to selfie mode, but with the main camera, so you can get a lot more resolution out of your selfies, and you can frame your picture with this. So that's the cool advantage of the device. In terms of sound quality, nothing to say. Very nice. Hi guys, this is Ken from Tech Open, back again with another video, this time to show you the unboxing of the BWKB1 from Blitzwolf. So Banggood sent me this keyboard to review and give my opinion on. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Banggood, for sending me this. It gets really loud. So it gets really loud. The sound quality, in my opinion, is very good. Awesome. Awesome experience. And then you also have the option, for example, in YouTube, this doesn't work with all apps, but if you have this in landscape mode and you actually turn the screen, you have this mode. So I can actually watch a video here, and I can actually comment here. Let me just lower the volume. It's a little bit too loud, guys. This is really loud. So I can go down into this section, you know, check out what next video I want to watch. I can go into the comments, anything. You know, that's what's so cool about this. And it works in any angle, you can see, and it stays put at any angle. This wouldn't happen with the original Fold. It would actually fall down the screen. It didn't have such a strong hinge, such a stable hinge. This is really, really well engineered, this hinge, guys. And I've also heard some reviewers kind of not complaining, but mentioning the fact that you have this gap in the middle, this gap going through the device, and this slant here. But there's a reason for that, in my opinion. So like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, Samsung advises you not to get any like objects or dirt or grime in the middle of the screen, or keys or coins, anything that could actually damage the screen when you sandwich this, when you close this. I believe this little slant kind of helps with that. So imagine if something actually got caught in there, like some dust or some grains of sand or something, some grit. The fact The fact that you have this gap in the middle kind of protects the screen a little bit, so it's not completely shut, against each other. And it also has that little raised portion right there, that little tab right there that helps the screen to not hit each other. So I definitely do not mind that feature at all. It doesn't bother me. And like I said, it feels comfortable in the hand. No problem with that whatsoever. You can have the screen set to 60 Hertz or 120 Hertz in adaptive mode. So basically what it does is any app that does not need a higher refresh rate, if you have a static image, if you're watching like a web page or something, it'll actually lower the refresh rate down so it can save battery. But if you want to keep it on 60 Hertz, you can just keep it on 60 Hertz. But I do recommend taking advantage of the full 120 Hertz. So anytime it actually needs that refresh rate, it'll speed it up to that value, and you won't notice any stuttering, any of that changes. You won't notice anything. It's a really smooth experience, really nice. So this is the case I got for the device. It's from Ringke, and it's one of the cases that I like the most, that actually, because you can actually see the phone itself. So if you go for the bronze version, it will see right through this case since it's transparent. It's more of that hard TPU kind of material, almost like acrylic. And you can see that this skin that I've applied, I actually cut it out myself. There are skins that you can buy from D brand and other companies, but instead of actually purchasing one, I bought this in a local shop. They sell this carbon fiber simulated material, which is adhesive. You can actually make your own skins if you know how to cut this out. Just make like a little mold with paper, and then if you just fine tune this, you can make your own skins. So that's a little pointer. If you don't want to go through that, you do have skins from D brand and other companies that you can purchase. And yeah, it looks really nice. Here you can get a detail of how the hinge works. So you can see the case doesn't actually protect the hinge itself, but I don't mind about that because I'm always very careful with my devices. But just keep that in mind, guys. Let's just open a little game here for you guys to get an idea. So I have my games here on Game Launcher. Some I've already uninstalled. And let's just take a look. I'm gonna just take off the sound because of copyright issues. And you're gonna see how this plays, guys. It feels really nice in the hand, even to hold. But you have to be careful that these speakers are right down here and you might accidentally cover them. So keep that in mind. So whenever the screen needs to, it'll go up to the 120 Hertz refresh rate, and whenever it doesn't need that high refresh rate, it will lower it. So it's very dynamic, pretty awesome. Now, for the average consumer, I would not recommend this device due to its price tag. It's a very pricey device, but the fact that you do have all of this real estate is pretty awesome. And it's something that other phones do not offer, like this one, you know? And when you close this up, I actually compared this with the Note 20 Ultra, which is one of my favorite devices. And this looks so small compared to the other one. The other one looks huge to this compared to this one. It's taller, it's wider, It's not as thick, obviously, of course, but you know, for one-handed use, in my opinion, this one is better, okay? But I'm not saying that it's a better device. For me, the Note 20 Ultra is a better device overall. As a daily driver, as a useful tool, it's much better than this one. But this one is much more ergonomic to use, you know, one-handed. I can easily reach the entire screen with one-handed use. And you know, on the Note 20 Ultra, for example, you have to really stretch out to reach the one end of the screen to the other. You know, even though you do have that option of reducing the keyboard to one side, but you know, it's not the same thing. You can do that though. But I did find myself sometimes with my Note 10 Plus, for example, I find myself kind of, when I use it in one-handed use and I pull the keyboard to one side, it kind of felt unbalanced sometimes, almost, you know, dropping out of my hand, which was pretty scary. And you know, with this one, you won't have as much of that issue as with like the Note 20 Ultra. And you have this added feature of the foldable screen. And it's a showstopper. It's definitely a phone that people look at, though, you know, I found myself sometimes, I was like standing in line in certain, like in shops and all that, and people will actually look and ask me if this was the Fold. They'd get really curious. They'd look at it and think, you know, why is your phone this so thick? What kind of a phone is that? Some people don't even know what it is. And as soon as I kind of show it like this to them, and I just do this, as soon as it's like half open, oh, it's a Fold. It's that phone that folds, yeah? So people are really amazed at this. And there's actually people that take pictures of this. Believe it or not, they ask me if they can take a picture of it to show their friends and family that they saw the Fold. Because it's not a phone that you see a lot on the market. You don't see many people walking around with a Fold. So, you know, it's very unique in my opinion, and it's innovative and it's different from any other phone that you see on the market. It's not a boring device. It's definitely fun to play with. And yeah, guys, if you can afford this and you're, you know, curious about if it's worth getting or not, I definitely think it's worth getting. If it's worth the 2,000 bucks, not so much. I think it's too expensive for what you get. But I do understand that you have a lot of tech behind this, a lot of research and development, and you know, to get to this point of refinement, which is definitely here. It's definitely a better phone than the Fold, the first Fold. It's an evolution. Undoubtedly, it's undoubtedly an evolution, a big step, a huge step forward from the previous version. And like I said, I use the front screens a lot. I never thought I would use the outer screen as much as I do on this one. I don't find myself opening this as much as some people would open the Fold, the first Fold, because it had that smaller screen. And yeah, guys, I definitely recommend this product. This is one of the top recommended products on my list of favorite devices. And yeah, if you can get it, get it. Don't hesitate. The prices will lower on this device over time. So if you couldn't afford it at launch, you will be able to afford it maybe later on in the year. So guys, I hope you like this video. If it helped you in some way decide on whether to get this device or not, I'd really appreciate if you leave your thumbs up, and any comments you would like to leave, you can leave them in the comment section. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I will be having lots more videos coming out in the future of cool tech like this. And yeah, if you like these kind of things like I do, if you're a tech head like I am and you love tech as much as I do, yeah, I'll definitely be there for you guys to show you all the coolest devices that I can get my hands on. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video, guys. See you later. Be safe and see you next time.